amazing people. This is your girl, April Louise and Kisha, and we would like to welcome you to another episode of Chit and Chat with April and Kisha, where we discuss womanhood, parenthood, motherhood, childhood, sisterhood, adulthood, and the hood.
So grab your favorite beverage and let's get to chit chatting.
All right, all right, all right.
All right. So to start off, I got me a little glass of Mountain Dew. Got me a little caffeine going, a little sugar high. You know how I do. It's Sunday. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. Also, so it's tired.
And I get it. So y'all know I've been on a water kick, but I'm not drinking water today. And I don't even know if I can show this because it's still in the container. So I'm just gonna move it to the side. Y'all probably see it. It's some high quality sweet iced tea that I am sipping on today. Is Sunday, it's hot, and I've been sipping on this tea for like the last 2 hours. So you know. Okay.
And
Okay.
y'all forgive me. I had to retreat to my basement today. Then couldn't find a quiet place. But here I am. So don't mind the walls. Just know that it's hot up here as well in Virginia. So I'm in the cool breeze down here in the basement, hiding out from folks. Cause my house is full.
Yes, you got the loud house. Yes, yes, like the cartoon, the loud house, that is your house.
Yes, it is.
So today we're gonna start a series on mom guilt, and we're gonna be doing is I am going to be reading a chapter from my book, Mom Guilt: A Guide to Understanding What It Is, Why It Exists, and How to Manage It. I do own the copyrights to this book, so I can share it and read it out loud because it's my book, April Louise. So I own the copyrights. So what we're gonna do is this is gonna be a 5-part series, and we're going to read I'm going to read the first chapter, and then we're just going to discuss the chapter and how we feel about this chapter, and does it relate to us in regards to us being mother, because of course you are a mother of 5, 2 dogs, 2 grandchildren, and a husband. I'm a mother of one fur baby, grand fur baby, and quote unquote a daughter in love. Quote unquote. I don't know how my child feel about that, but technically I got one child and a grand fur baby. You got the loud house.
I
So
do. I do.
but whether you're a mother, biologically adoptive, foster, you a guardian, you a grandmother, I mean, if you care for children, then you may experience mom guilt. And dads out there, you may experience dad guilt. But I'm a mom. I wrote the book, so I named it Mom Guilt. But if you're a parent in any form, you can experience any type of guilt. So I want to start. Y'all know I can't see, so I got to put on
Put them glasses on,
put
girl.
on my dollar store glasses. Put on my dollar, because these ain't my glasses. I do have glasses, but these dollar stores, so I gotta get used to this. But I can't see, so I gotta put my glasses on. I didn't get my eyes done like my sister.
Ooh, Chad, I'm sitting here now going.
So with this book, we're gonna do an introduction first. So, mom guilt. You've heard of it. You've experienced it. It can totally wreck your day. The mother-child bond is an important part of nurturing a child. One mistake, a moment of being short-tempered, the choice to use formula instead of breast milk, ooh, child, going to work, an unexpected trip to the ER, all these experiences can send a mom reeling into mom guilt. What if I'm doing things wrong? What if my kids do not turn out right? What if they grow up into resent me? What if they are not healthy? What if they are not meeting their potential? What if they're not happy? What if? Moms are on call 24 hours a day without sick days, personal days, mental health days, weekends, or vacations. They value their children above almost everything, but they also make mistakes, get tired, cry, get angry, buy junk food, get overwhelmed, need a break, and have interests and passions outside of parenting. In other words, moms are human beings. just like their kids and just like everyone else in the world. Have you been suffering from a heavy dose of mom guilt? Is it keeping you from being the best mom you can be? Are you tired of feeling ashamed and guilty all the time? This guide can help you work through what mom guilt is and how to manage it in a healthy way. Now that's just now I know I was supposed to read the first chapter, but the introduction is loaded. It is loaded. So we're gonna stop there and let's just talk about the introduction today. Because let's talk about moms are humans. Moms are humans. So my sister, since you got all the
Like
kids,
me, all
yeah,
of them, all of the above.
all the kids, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a lot. I was sitting here as you was reading, I was sitting here going, "Oh yeah, ooh, yes, Lord. You know what? Is we in church? Cause you preaching to the choir."
Yes, it's a lot. I mean, we carry as women, we carry a lot, but then
Yes.
as moms, we carry extra because we're caring
Yeah.
for our children and we're caring for ourselves. And
Exactly.
our children think, especially when they little, they think that we know everything, and half the time we're making it up as we go. We know everything. We are the superwoman, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
see us as being humans
It's
because
human.
we're a mom, we're a
Yeah.
superhero.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your intake on that?
I think that it is absolutely right. My house, I have in my house as we speak right now, I have every age from adult to teen to preteen, kiddo, toddler, and infant.
Yes, you
Girl,
do. Yes, you
I'm
do.
tired every day. And I have to keep throwing myself when I'm talking to them, instead of talking to them as one group, one age group, I have to remind myself I am talking to a toddler. I am dealing with the infant. I have a teen. I have a preteen. I am talking to an adult. Because even with your adult kids, you tend to talk to them like they still kids. Sometimes I be drawing pictures. I be like, look, let me draw you a picture because evidently you ain't getting it. Or I will look at my adult, because I got 3 adult kids. I
Yes,
be
you
looking at
do.
them and be like, you are an adult. I'm going to need you to start adulting. That means mama can't do it. So sorry for you.
That is so true. They cannot
Yes.
wait to be
Yes.
adults, but then
Mm-hmm.
as soon as they turn 18, they think they're adult and they're gonna do this, then and third until reality of adulthood hit them.
Yep.
And then they
Yep.
like, mom, mom,
Yep. And I
mom.
hear it daily. Mama, can you give me a ride to work? Mama, why didn't you do this? I am not obligated to do anything but be black and breathe. So sorry for everybody, but I hope I don't offend. But that's all I'm obligated to do. You are 18. Matter of fact, you are 19, 22, and 23. Baby, them years have passed. You have constantly reminded me from the time you got 15 to the time you turned 18 that you wanted to be an adult. And I kept saying, okay, but when you turn 18, just know that mama don't have to do anything that mama do at this point is because I want to do it.
Mhm.
But I don't have to do it. According to the law, I don't have to do it. I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
Them things is filling it now, honey. Mama, can you? Will you? Nope. Well, how come? Because I don't want to.
And let me tell y'all a little bit about my sister. Cause see, I be giving tough love. My sister don't be giving tough love. I'm the mean auntie. My nieces and nephews, they be like, Aunt April mean,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I was like, you be going. I'm like, you want to say what you want? Mm-mm.
They know. Even the babies, even the babies be like, Um, the baby, the toddler. Well, last year when y'all went to Hawaii, I had her for a week. She was like, "Where is my yaya?" So I'm like, "I'm not your yaya. I'm not playing." But
Even the baby be like,
yeah,
I'm like, you want to speak to Auntie Mimi? She said,
yeah. She want to give me the side eye now, side eye now. I'm like, okay, see how you do. She like, we're not doing this. Auntie Mimi is not the one to be played with. But So I'm the mean auntie, as they say, but because my sister had, both of us have big hearts. We have caring hearts. Even though I'm considered the mean one, I do feel compassion. But my sister, I'm telling you, will give you the shirt off of her back. She loves her kids, and I love my child too. But I can show tough love. She is now beginning to show tough love. But at
Mm-hmm.
first, I was like, look, sis, you did all you can do. All you need to do, you just need to pray and take your hands off of it. Because if something happened, this is the thing. If something happened to you, who you think gonna get all them kids? Me.
It's only two of them
Doing
now.
that. She says only two of them now.
Two now.
I ain't, cause your husband ain't gonna be able to take care of all them kids, please. He said he can. He won't. He be
I know
calling
he just be like,
sister law, mom. Yeah, we
yep,
not doing it. I would get all those kids, and I ain't trying to get all those kids, so I need you to be healthy. But the point is, she loves hard. She loves hard. She loves hard, and she will pour everything she got to those kids, whatever those kids, because it's five of them, and each of them have their own personality, each of them have their own issues, and she just be pouring and pouring and pouring. And I have seen my sister like with headaches and just spent. She don't have nothing else to give, and then that's when I gotta step in and be like, what y'all not gonna do is have my
yeah,
sister in the hospital because of the stress, because y'all out here doing whatever y'all doing and don't supposed to be doing it. And then my sister stressed out. And guess what? If something happened to your mama, guess who you coming to?
yep,
So then they'll get situated for about 5-10 minutes, maybe a day, and then they'll start that over. But I've had to literally, like the three oldest ones, which are adults now, I've literally had to go knucky if you buck with them because y'all not gonna stress out my sister. And then they'll
yeah,
call. I mean, there's been plenty of times I'd have called them and told them what I had to tell them. And then my sister walk in the house like, what's wrong with you? I talked to Aunt April. And my sister's like, huh, I ain't no telling what she said. But the
yep,
point is, that's my sister. You're not going to drive her crazy. And then I know for a fact that because I've talked to her and I was like, sometimes you just got to pray and let it go. You got to sit back because you're pouring too much into it and they're not being appreciative. And then I know you've
yep,
experienced mom guilt,
yeah,
because I know you and you like, but they're my kids. So
yep,
let's just talk. So again, moms don't get vacations. We can, where you got a vacation. Wait, I can't even say you had a vacation when you went to Hawaii because you had two of your kids with you.
they had two of my kids.
So,
I was like, "Now, what is y'all doing here?
so yeah, I mean, I
Why
had
I
to
look over and see y'all sitting there?"
but you had the two youngest ones with you. So like literally we don't get vacations. We don't start getting a little vacation until they get older, where they can take care of
Mm-hmm.
themselves. They're
Mm-hmm.
teenagers, but we still have to leave them with somebody, but they're teenagers. But um we don't get vacations. When you sick, you got to pull yourself up out that bed and you got to go take care of your kids and make sure they're doing what they need to do. Even if they're an adult and living with you, you still making sure you do that they doing what they need to do. So let's talk
Exactly.
about see, so you, which is another episode, but the way you became a mother was a different type of journey from where I became a mother,
Mm-hmm.
because you became a foster mother first and then you adopted your children, where I biologically had mine. But even though
Mm-hmm.
I said I biologically had mine, I do not consider her children as foster children. That they ours. They are our
Mm-hmm.
children, regardless of how she got them. They ours now. They ain't going back.
Yep.
One point, I was gonna throw a blanket over their head, bring
And
them
go
across
across
the
the
border,
board.
because they ain't going back. They ain't going back. They ours now, so they can't come get these kids. Don't come. When they were foster, when you foster parent, they can come and get the kids, blah blah blah. And we just got connected and bonding with them. I said, oh no, they ain't going back. When you gonna adopt these kids? Because they
Yep.
ain't going back.
Yep.
We're gonna send them across the Virginia North Carolina border because they're not going back. But anyway, she adopted y'all, so don't take that all seriously. It's just for jokes. But so I don't consider my nieces and my nephews as like adopted or foster. They are my nieces and my nephews, just like if you had them. So your
Yep.
journey is different. So just talk a little bit about, I mean, because we just said a lot. Just talk a little bit about you may be experiencing mom guilt due to your journey because you may not have physically birthed them.
Yeah. Um, I think more so I experienced more mom guilt, trying to figure out what did I do wrong. Like, you know how you look around and you see everybody else's children out here and they're doing, big things and great things or whatever, and then you take a step back and you look at your kids and you be like, what in the hell did I do wrong? Like, why are they making these choices? What is possessing them? And then I have to stop and say, did I do everything that I was supposed to do? If God was to come down today and say, do you think you did everything you could for your kids? I would have to look at him and say everything that I knew that I could. I raised them right. They know right from wrong. Now, my thing now with them is whether you're doing right or wrong, that is on you. I raised you to do right from wrong. You know what you're doing. We've had these talks. You even know that to the point if you go to jail, don't even call me because I already told you I'm not putting them no house, no cars, no nothing. I'm not giving no commissary. I'm gonna need you to go and become a trustee there and there, work a little bit in the jail so you can get your money, but I'm not sending no money. So my thing is my main guilt is where did I go wrong? You know, and then I go, you have to remember they're not from your gene pool. And then I have to go back and I think of each individual kid and the caliber of people that they came from and what socially was going on in the house and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it really can't be my fault. But I'm like, but I've had them since they were babies. But still, I did everything I was supposed to do. They were clothed, they were fed, they were loved, they were, given things that they needed to have. They've done everything. They weren't sheltered. At
Mm-hmm.
least I don't think so. I mean, one of my kids told me that we sheltered them, and I said the
And I
reason
know that's
you feel
little.
like you were sheltered is because right, like this day and age, I can't let y'all go
Yeah.
out in the street. It's
But
those things out there, honey.
yeah, but she was now,
I mean, we moved to
now,
give you a better life. We've done everything we can. We can't trust these people. It's not like when we was growing up and we could run
yeah.
around the corner and spend the night at people's houses and stuff
You
like
can't
that.
do that now.
Now all of a sudden it seems like everybody's daddy or mama want to give them drugs and alcohol and sexually abuse them or whatever. And all you telling me is that little Timmy's mama said it's okay for you to come over there and spend the night. I don't know who Timmy mama is.
Girl, girl. Yeah. And
I
see,
need I need last names. I need phone
addresses.
numbers. I need addresses. I need a social security. I'm telling you, like my kids now, my young kids is like, well, mama, I got a friend, can her mama and she drive the bus. Girl, I'm down there in the bus loop. Who mama? What bus driver she is? This my face.
Exactly. Exactly. Look, I'm telling first of all, is your child saying that she's been sheltered? Of course we're gonna shelter our children to a certain
Mm-hmm.
degree. Because the world probably was crazy back then when we was coming up too, but we didn't know it. But and our parents, mama sheltered us to a certain degree. But
Mm-hmm.
these people today, we didn't have social media and all this stuff that's going on. This is just like craziness. So as for
Yeah.
being sheltered, but the thing about her, the reason why I was laughing is the one I know which one said it is we took them to our neighborhood where we grew up, right? We took them on a ride. We're gonna ride on to the neighborhood where we grew up, right? Which I love that neighborhood to today. It's a change. Well, things are different maybe because I'm older and the
Yeah.
complex that we lived in, that's a whole nother story. But we drove around and we just showed, took them and stuff, right? And when we took them, we looked, they in the back seat hiding. Like what you hide for? Me and my sister, we like, girl, remember we used to go, that was such and such's house. And remember we hung out there and that's the little store and we walked and we would
Mm-hmm.
walk literally because we
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a car. We walked everywhere. So we would
Yep.
walk to the elementary school. The elementary school is beside the park. So we would walk to the park, we would walk to the store. We walked everywhere as long as we
Mm-hmm.
was back home before them street
That's
lights
so
came
true.
on.
Mm-hmm.
So we driving on through, right? and it's quiet, you know, ain't nobody right there popping off stuff. It's quiet. And we talking and we reminiscing and
They got the windows up.
we got the windows. We just
we waving out the window. We, hey, how you doing? You know,
like
people we don't even know. But we like, hey, how you doing? They got the windows up.
And we all of a sudden we notice it's quiet, ain't nobody moving. And we look back and they just slid down in the seat, scared to death. And we sitting up like, what y'all scared about? But yes, she's saying we sheltered them, but we took you to the hood that we grew up in. We took you to other hoods, but to let you know this is reality. Just because you live in this neighborhood, this is where your parents came from. We even took them to their dad's hood. You know, we was all hood. So this, even though you don't live, you live kind of bougie. This is where we, you know, where we grew up with, you know, this we, you know, we'd have told stories and stuff so they would know. They would know, even though you're not living that lifestyle, we don't want you to live that lifestyle. But this is what it is. And when you go out into the world, you may come across this, then the third. This is how you handle it. Blah 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 blah. Right. So she was just trying to lay a guilt trip because she know better.
Yeah.
And when she
well, you know, it is what it is.
Now, but we ain't gonna say that. But does she? That was like a little guilt trip.
Yeah, and I was just kind of like,
want to face. Yeah, she didn't want to face accountability for something.
Nope.
So she wanted to throw it back on you, and it won't, because even though they was sheltered a little bit, we let them know about the world. So it's not like they don't know. It's not like they don't know. So
yeah, I mean, even my oldest one, and my youngest one is like, well, I don't think it was so much as sheltered. Like one of them was like, well, you just let me go anywhere because I was bad. Period. You just like, I couldn't even go out the house because I was just bad. Unless it was with you, I couldn't go nowhere. And then he was like, you know, my anxiety and all that stuff. He was like, so I mean, I understand. And the other one was like, no, I don't think we were sheltered. I think it was just, you know, like where we lived. And so it wasn't like you could really go anywhere around the corner to play with your friends or whatever, because they didn't have, where we lived at, they didn't have any friends their age. So it was basically just them. And then, you know, we could kind of live in a camp. You got to travel to go to your friend's house or whatever.
Yeah, y'all live.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, you know, when we was growing up, we was going 4, 5, 6 streets over. Like you said, we are going 2 miles down the road, and as long as we back, you know, at the house by a certain time, you know, we was fine. So it's like you can't do that now. So, you know, my other two, they kind of validated, you know, no, mama, it's not, that's not what it is. It's just this is her, you know. And so I was just kind of like, you know what, at this point I was like, I can't do the mom guilt thing anymore. So that's why I tell them now, I'm sorry, you're an adult, start adulting.
Yeah, you teach them to the best of your ability. And there are times where you like, did I give my all? Was it something that I did? You know, I know with my son, you know, my mom guilt started when I got a divorce, because one, I was trying to break the cycle because my parents are divorced. So I was trying to break that cycle. And then two, his dad lived and moved to a whole different state. So now I have a male child, and he doesn't see his dad a lot. That's her dad, his dad's choice, not my choice. He doesn't see his dad a lot. And you know, I'm raising this black male child and all this chaos is going on. So that's where my guilt came from. Like, do I need to get him a mentor, like a male mentor? But if I get him a male mentor, who is going to be? Because I don't trust these people out here with my child. Because if something pop out, I'm going to be wearing orange as a new black. Because I am play when it comes to my child. But you know, I can teach my child, you know, manners and how to treat a woman, but I can't teach him how to be a man because I'm not a man. And if he was a female, you know, there's a lot of stuff. But he's a male, so I can't tell him how his feelings gonna feel or his body gonna change, or you know, this, that, and the third, because I'm not a male. So, you know, and there was plenty of times where I was like, do you want to join? Like, do you want to get like a big brother, big sister and stuff? And he was like, no, I got a daddy. Or you know, he always said, no, I got a daddy. Or I would say, you know, I can get you like a male mentor. I got a daddy. That's he always kept saying, I got a daddy. I got a daddy. So, so that was what, in the elementary, middle school, I got a dad, I got a dad, I got a dad. Even though he didn't see his daddy, every time I try to like have some type of mentor or get him to join like some type of club, he was like, no, I got a dad, I got a dad, I got a dad. Even in high school. So came up with this plan when he was in high school, because I was like, my child gonna be leaving. He going to college. He going somewhere. I don't even know if he gonna stay in the United States, because at one time he was like, I'm going to Japan. I'm going this. I was like, I got to make sure my
He was
child.
going to Saskatchewan, and we was
Oh,
like, "Where we going? When we getting there?"
my child was going everywhere. He was going.
I was like, "Is it black people there?"
I know he was just. My child was like,
He got your aunt doing research.
I know, right? Big plans. Like he was going to Canada. He wanted to go to college in Japan. He was gonna go to Boston to MIT. It was just gonna go to California. He was just going everywhere. When you chop, you just going everywhere. So what happened was I finally came up with this plan after years that um and he has uncles. He has biological uncles, but everybody don't live where we live at. So his dad had some frat brothers, and it was one particular frat brother that is actually his godfather. One of his godfathers that lives close to us. And going through a divorce and whatnot, I just didn't even think about reaching out to one of them that was close by, to know him. So I came up with this plan one day, was like, hey, call his godfather. Because his godfather does call and check up on him. But because we had got a divorce, his godfather didn't want to input himself into my child's life like that, because he didn't know how I was going to feel or how my child was going to feel. So one day I called him and I was like, hey, have you talked to your godchild lately? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, this is what I'm going to need you to do. I'm gonna need you to come around more, call him more, because he's growing up, he's going through his hormones popping out, da. And every time I suggest him getting like a big brother or a mentor, he's like, I got a dad, I got a dad. But you're his uncle, so he knows you as his uncle. So if you just come around more or call him more, he won't see it as me pushing somebody onto him to teach him things. So he was like, well, I had been thinking about that, but I didn't want to overstep my boundaries.
Yeah.
So he started doing it. He started calling him more. He would pick him up, like if he had to get out of school early or whatever, he would pick him up from school early. I'm thinking he picking him up from school and bringing him home. He picking him up from school. They all at Applebee's and everything, getting lunch and stuff and coming back. So literally that satisfied me and took away some of my mom guilt, because I knew that there was a man in his life that was teaching him that I trust. My son trusts, my son loves, that was there, because his dad was not there. His dad is in a whole nother state, and I needed somebody like right here with my child. So that took away some of the mom guilt that I was feeling at that time about my son not having a male presence in his life. And so that took away some. I had some mom guilt, and I had mom guilt for years, and I didn't even recognize that it was mom guilt until my child went off to college. But what I was feeling at that moment that I didn't think was mom guilt, but it's been identified since then, was I don't have a male presence in my child's life to teach him or to usher him into manhood. So then when his uncle, his godfather, say, hey, I got you, sis. I just didn't want to overstep my boundaries because I didn't know how you was feeling, and da 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 da. And I was like, go ahead, you do you. I trust you. And then he has a wife, and his wife was like, yeah, go ahead. He needs that. Go ahead. His daughter was like, yeah, go ahead. That's my god brother. Da 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 da. So they came to all his graduations. Whatever something big is happening, they like one of the first ones that I invite. They come. He still talks to him. My child is grown now, but he still talks to him. And they chit and chat and hey, yeah. So my child is laid back. He's humble, so he don't, and he's a true introvert, so he don't really be socialized like that. But yeah, they still have a relationship, so that did ease some of my mom guilt. So anything else?
I don't think so. I think my younger kids, because they're 10 years apart from the old one.
Yes, they are.
I think they they grew up seeing that aspect and how I had to treat them and what I've done, and so they have a whole different perspective now, and um, so now my older kids are going, "You're spoiling them. You didn't take us this place, and you didn't take us that place. Them girls. They've been to Hawaii. They traveling there. They've been on airplanes and stuff. My other kids was like, we got in the car and we rode. So,
But they went. Y'all was always at
but I
Great
was
Wolf
like,
Lodge
that's
and
what I'm
Virginia
saying. We're
Beach. So they
always,
just
and
didn't
that's
go
what
to
I kept telling
Hawaii.
them.
Yeah,
I
they
kept
just didn't go
saying,
to Hawaii.
y'all went everywhere. I mean, we got stories to tell about, Ray's Splash World, Great Wolf Lodge, the Smithsonian. Um, we we got stories for days with these kids. I mean, even taking lead to the what is it, Greenville to Shriners or whatever. We
Yes.
got stories for that. So it's kind of like, y'all don't remember those stories and those things that we did. All y'all see is that these kids went to Hawaii. They weren't supposed to go. That's all I can tell you. They weren't supposed to go,
They
but they
really
had to.
won't, because we were supposed to come there and stay like a week so they can go
Yeah,
school, but they went. Because I
yeah,
ain't never even been to Hawaii, but they went.
yeah.
But the thing is, yeah, they went to Hawaii, but guess what? The other three are
They
grown.
are grown.
They working,
Hmm.
they doing something. Y'all did not put in to go to Hawaii. Them other two are still minors in your house.
Exactly.
So, and
Exactly.
at the time, the oldest one couldn't go nowhere because she was pregnant,
Exactly.
about to drop.
Exactly.
So, and I
Yeah.
had her child. I had her
Yep.
first child for the week. So,
I'm sitting here going, yeah. I tell my older kids, if I say I'm going somewhere or whatever, y'all can feel free to go. Just tell me, Mama, hey, I want to go with you. I will let you know what portion is. I'm not paying for you. Mm-mm. I am not of the lighter persuasion that has extra money laying around that can take a whole family somewhere. No, baby, you got to foot your own bill. So if you want to go, you can feel free to go with us. But this is what your airline ticket gonna cost. This is what your room gonna cost because you're not staying with me. Yeah, you got to provide your own foods. I might be nice enough over there and buy a meal or two for you or whatever, But and then when we get back, did you buy me anything? Was I supposed to?
now you could have bought them a little trinket.
I did. I bought them a little trinket,
Us
girl.
girls, you
I
could have bought
did.
them a little because you bought us
I bought
trinkets.
them. Funny thing is that I bought them all Hawaii license plates with their name on it. Can you believe it? I found all three of them.
Okay. And
So
all of that.
so
Yes.
now, do they got it? Don't know.
Okay.
Don't know if they still got it, but I did. I bought them trinkets. So it is what it is.
Well, okay. So at least you bought them. I mean, you still the mom. It's just that they're grown now, and
Yep.
and we'll have an episode about that too. The difference between raising the difference between your relationship with your child now as your child as an adult. Because I know my relationship with my child as an adult is different because I have to talk. I have to move different with him. I mean, he's
Mm-hmm.
still my child. He knows I'm his mom and stuff, but it's more that I'm not talking to a little child. I'm talking to a grown man
Exactly.
now. So
Exactly.
we still ain't friends because I ain't gonna be your friend. I'm your mom. I'm always gonna be your
Yeah.
mom. But I have to talk to him. I just can't say, "Oh, you need to go do da 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 da." Because guess what? He don't live in my house no more. He got his own
Yeah.
house, his own bills. He is grown. So I have to,
Exactly.
when I make suggestions, I have to say I'm putting it on the table. You can leave it on the
Mm-hmm.
table or take it off. That's how I approach him now. But that's for a whole nother episode. So,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, amazing people, if you have any comments, drop them down at the comment section about this podcast, this episode, and we will see you because it was supposed to be a 5-part, but since I did the introduction and just stopped, it's going to be a 6-part episode on mom guilt. So we will see you at the next episode. So until then, amazing people, we wish you blessings and love.
Namaste.